Bitcoin, okay, BTC USD. Looking very bullish recently. Let's throw this moving average on. It did cross over the moving average, so yeah, it is technically bullish, but it does appear to be at a nice area of resistance, and I can see that it is at a nice whole number, 30,000, right around there. Price likes to gravitate and respect whole numbers, so we've got to keep this in mind. So there's that. You can see the last 3 days, not including today, actually in this day too, came up, touched it, and sold off above it. So, but I do think it might bust through it. Let's just see as far as ranges and stuff. It's moved $3,800 this month. It usually moves $6,200, so it's still got lots of range in the month. As far as zones that we could possibly take trades from, and I'd be looking for buys because again it is above the daily moving average and the 4-hour moving average, so super bullish. Would not want to look for shorts on this at any time. There's a nice area of support liquidity right here. I don't know if it'll make it down to that. Obviously if it did, I would take a buy off that, especially because it would probably be close to this moving average, so that would be good. But I do think it's going to break this zone, and then as far as what happens after it breaks this zone, there's an area up here around 31.6, 31.5. So don't know how much more it's going to move up before it pulls back. It's kind of somewhat due for one, so at least a little one here in this little wave here. Somewhere down to this would make sense, right between this 50%, 618. It's a very significant area right here for Bitcoin to pull back to. You can see it respected, broke through, respected. So huge zone right here. So we'll leave that in play. We'll get rid of that. So as far as what it's happening right now, it might bust through this zone. If it busts through this zone, because this zone's significant, so if it doesn't, the only way I'd be looking for a buy is if it broke and held above this area. So something like this. And then you're looking at just simply targeting the next zone up here. But if it doesn't break above this area here, break and hold above 30,000 really, then there's not really a buy here in my opinion yet, because you just got these last. You look at these last few daily candles. Yes, they are bullish, but heavy rejection, heavy wick. So I mean, it could just be selling off in order to buy more. I mean, it does happen. Today's looking pretty bullish already, so yeah. Well, I guess we'll just have to see. But as far as the trade setup, I mean, this area's just been respected too many times here. Over here. It's just, you kind of have to just wait, because if unless you wanted to take a trade based on your anticipation that it's going to break this zone, but we don't know that yet, and it's pretty relevant zone. So I would wait for a break and retest of this area. Even if you shrunk this area a little bit and you just kept it above these wicks here, you could do that. But yeah, break and retest of some kind. Keep your stop below this this previous wick down here. Ideally get at least a 2 risk to reward. I think would be very reasonable. As far as weekly range, looking at about 2 grand, 2,100. So if it did retest, let's just see, your full range for this week would be about to the top of this area would be about 2 grand. So actually this is very reasonable, to shoot for the top here, if this is indeed the low for the week, today, Sunday. But yeah, if you got that retest and then targeting that, I mean, you're pretty good to go. So it's within the weekly range. I like that. So I like to base my trades on weekly ranges, because what's way over here? We're looking for October. Why is this so far out? Hang on. Oh, because this is out. My bad. So something like this. Sunday, October 29th. Wow, I can't believe it's the end of October already. So something like this is what I'd be looking for. This is the weekly range. It's got to break above this zone and hold, which I think it might actually. There's too many times it's sold off here at this zone, so it's got to break and hold it first. Because I can't look at these wicks and be like, oh yeah, it's just gonna break. It's tough. I mean, the only thing And if you pay attention to this, it has been making higher lows, right? So this wick is higher than this wick is higher than this wick, so even the lows are getting higher. So like I do think it wants to break the zone, but I would just wait, get a retest. Odds are that'll happen by, you know, this time tomorrow. So if you just wait a little bit more, you'll get some confirmation, and then you'll be able to, you know, sneak a trade in above this support. Well, it'll become support right now, it's resistance, and then you'll be good to go. Might give you a little bit of time for this 1 hour moving average to catch up as well and use that as support. I like to use that. I like to always stick my stop below or above accordingly, you know, below or above the moving averages, because they work as they work to, you know, they work in your favor, right? As support and resistance as you need, as liquidity really. So that's what I'm looking for. I'd be looking for Bitcoin to break this zone, retest it, and then look for that buy to the top of this area. And then after that, we don't know yet. We're gonna have to wait and see. But also, if this starts pulling back, it's probably gonna pull back to this zone. So, but I don't. So I'd either buy it here or I'd buy it up here, but not yet, and definitely not selling this because it's too bullish, right? Higher highs, higher lows. You're asking for trouble if you do that. Doesn't mean it can't go bearish, but it's bad habits. So that's my take on Bitcoin. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.